Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a figure I'm so excited to open. It is the Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara from the Across the Spider-Verse movie. I have been wanting this figure for so long. I've been wanting a Spider-Man 2099 for so long, but the last one that released way before I started collecting. So it's been a minute since we've had him in figure form. And I'm happy to have this version of him because I loved this version of Miguel. So I guess let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the front of the box, you have this nice window here that shows you Miguel and what he comes with. A nice little nameplate down here. On the side, you got some pretty artwork of Miles and Gwen and Miguel running around, swinging around, web whipping around. It says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 on top. I guess it's going to be a little bit before we see part 2. It just got delayed, so I guess we'll see when we see that. On the back, you do have a nice little picture of Miguel. Of course, the top of his head's cut off, but you know, nice little picture of Miguel shows you what he kind of looks like in figure form. Everybody else in the wave: Miles, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, Jessica Drew, Spider-Punk, The Spot, and Peter B. Parker. Pretty good wave. I think there's some figures that they could have made out of this movie that they neglected. Some that they could possibly put into a wave 2, which we need desperately. There's a lot of these movies that have been coming out lately that need more than one wave just to get everybody, but it's not happening. And then of course the most random character that we got, the freaking Spider-Woman, who only showed up for like not even like on screen. She was like a background character, and she got a figure, and it's like, really, I don't know. Whatever. I digress. This is everybody you can get in the wave. I have Spider-Gwen and of course Spider-Man 2099. I want Punk, Spider-Punk, and I want The Spot. And I really want Miles, just to have an animated version of Miles to go with my Gwen and my Miguel. Everybody else I can kind of pass on. I kind of want this figure just because I like the character so much. But figure-wise, he looks so wonky and weird. But I guess that works for his character, right? So I wouldn't be mad if I found him. But they're no longer in the stores, so I guess you can't find these guys anymore. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get back to the front of the package, and we can go ahead and get to the figure right now. Okay, so this is pretty much all you get. Of course, you don't get too much. It is 2023, and these are Marvel Legends, so you don't get much of anything with your figures anymore. We get 2 sets of hands, which are decent looking hands. I like the sculpt work on these. They look pretty good. I do wish they were more like claw-like, because that makes more sense, but you know, it's more of his normal like retracted fingertips, so more like just regular old Miguel, not crazy Miguel doing crazy things. It is an odd choice for his hands. Nothing, I know he doesn't have like spider powers technically, so he can't like climb up walls. He has the gloves that allow him to rip up walls, but he doesn't have the web sticking ability. But still, something like that or whatever. This is, I don't know, like an explaining hand. Maybe you could put Miles' throat in there and he's like choking him out or something. I don't know, but it's whatever. There's not much to go on here. A little disappointed with those, but whatever. Not the end of the world. But that's pretty much all you get. Everything else is just the figure itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. Starting with this head sculpt, which looks insane. I do love the angles and the shape of the head. It's very nice looking. A lot of this figure kind of reminds me of the Batman the Animated Series, which kind of makes me want to see, I know it'll never happen, but I want to see a Hasbro version of that line. I like the McFarlane line, but I kind of want to see what Hasbro could do with that, because I really like the way they portrayed this in figure form. I think it looks pretty spectacular. All the sharp edges and angles, and just like look at that buttocks. That is as cubed as you could get for a buttocks. So I think it looks pretty neat. This head sculpt is pretty cool. I like how thin it is and how just like anywhere you put it, he looks like he's like pissed off and just like, what's over there? What are you doing? What's going on here? Like, it looks pretty cool. The shoulders are kind of similar. They have the cape right here, which looks amazing. I love this cape. I wish there was more you could do with it, but just having it on his back, it looks really, really good. It's nice, soft plastic, but beyond that, it just looks pretty. I like the red to white. It looks very, very fun. The arms look nice. I like the spikes here. They're a little bit like in the way when I'm trying to like pose the figure or bend the arms. I keep bumping into them and knocking them around, but I like the size of them. I like that they're huge, so they kind of work. And of course, if you're going like, he's like, rah, this kind of gets in the way. They do bend out of the way. Obviously, you don't want to like keep it like that because it will like form to that shape, and you don't want that. I assume hot weather will do a lot of negative things to this figure, causing droopiness. They do it to all my McFarlane figures because they're always super spiky. Every point and tip always ends up looking like that after a while because it's super hot where I live. I like this design of the spider logo on his chest. It looks pretty cool. Kind of fits his mask in a way. Just a very sharp fang-like details for his costume design. And then everything else kind of gets a little bit more boring as you go down. You have the nice V's here, the textured V's. Everything is textured, by the way. Everything that I've gone over, you can feel it, and it's bumpy and whatever. That's pretty cool right there. It's like a spider bite, which I like. I hope the next movie really goes more in depth about what Miguel's deal is, because we know he's not a spider person. He just has a suit, and he is the Spider-Man of the year 2099, but he doesn't have like spider sense. He can't crawl walls. He doesn't have the web flipping, anything like that. He's just a guy who kind of resembles Spider-Man in that year. So, but they don't really like play with that in the movie. They kind of just like, because they have so much they have to do, they kind of brush past him as a person, and just like focuses on why he is doing what he's doing. They don't brush past him as a person. They brush past him as a, how do I put this? Like, you don't get a real sense of his power set, I guess. Like, they showed early in the movie his fangs, but then that never plays a role again. And it's like, are you a vampire? What's your deal? What do the fangs do? What is up with that? And they just didn't have enough time to address it in part 1. I assume we're going to see something in part 2, but so far we haven't seen it. And then, of course, the bottom of his shoes are red. So I guess that's that. Let's go over articulation real quick, starting with his head. It can go back like so. It's already back all the way. Goes forward like so. I think that's it. Yeah. A little bit of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you want him to be like, huh? What? What'd you say? Spins all the way around. Arms come up to about right there. You can see the angle on his arms right there. So it does just kind of like, boop, stop right when it reaches that point. So it's not super high, but that's okay. Rotates all the way around like so. Swivel at the bicep all the way around. Double jointed pinless elbows. They were a little tight. I had to kind of do some work to break them loose, but they are good to go now. So you can like pose. He's like a, hey, how's it going type of dude. And the wrists can go in. They can go out. They can go all the way around. Perfect, just like that. Ab crunch, it looks a little bit, see, that cape gets in the way. A little bit like that, going all the way back. It does break up the art, of course, and it goes like that, all the way forward. Pretty decent ab crunch, I do appreciate that. Swivel here at the waist, of course, don't want to forget that. Then you add the legs into it, and yeah, he's doing a pretty decent bend if you want him to. He's maybe, I don't know why you'd have him do that. Maybe he's doing a front flip off of something. I don't know. But man, this right here, that's the pose. He's flying down right at Miles or whatever. I guess he wouldn't want to go that far. I wish they could have just done a little bit so that you could have him do that. So you can have him like flying, like, I'm gonna get you, Miles, or whatever. But you can't, whatever. So that's okay. The legs, obviously, that means they can come up to about right there. That's fairly decent. Double jointed, pinless, of course, so they can come all the way up to about right there. Not quite reaching his own ass, but close, I'd say, pretty close. Swivel at the thigh, can go all the way around like so. No swivel down here, that's fine, of course. I think that would kind of make it a little bit too busy in this area where it gets super thin, and it would make the figure more susceptible to falling over, because this is a pretty top-heavy figure, as with all of the Spider-Verse figures. So, but he stands pretty decently. He's better than the Gwen. She is like impossible to stand. We'll do a little comparison here in a little bit. But that does mean there's no swivel down here. Ankle goes down and up like so, and I assume, yes, swivels all the way around like so, and boom. So, okay, we have that, and here is Gwen standing next to him. Significantly smaller, of course. They are from different universes and, well, different art styles, essentially. I guess not majorly different. His art style is similar to Miles. Hers is more like watercolor. His is more, gosh, I don't know, like, what art style would you call Miguel's? I don't even know. Because Miles is like just standard, like, comic pop 3D art type of look, right? No, I don't know what you would call it, but they do look like they belong in the same universe. Slightly bigger torso, slightly skinnier bottom half, big heads, obviously. They look good together. I think, you know, you could pose them up together and they would look totally natural. Of course, that makes sense. They're a part of the same wave. It would be weird if they didn't look like they belonged. You know what I mean? But I'm happy to have him. He wasn't the one I was looking for. I'm looking for Miles, obviously, and Spider-Punk. But having him now in my collection, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy I have him. I'm not, like, upset or anything. I think he's a pretty cool figure. I'm honestly surprised I like him as much as I do. These are actually super annoying. I'm happy they look the way they do. I'm happy they're as big as they are, but just they're annoying. Like, get out of the way. I'm trying to do stuff here. But yeah, so that's, I guess, in a comparison. I don't really have any other figure to compare him to from the Spider-Verse, because I was not collecting figures when the first movie came out. So unfortunately, because I really want all of those figures, they all look awesome, and I missed out on them, and I'm so sad at myself. Anyways, so let me know what you guys think of this figure down in the comments below. I will obviously read them all. I'll reply to the ones that look interesting enough to reply to. Some of the comments I get on my videos are just so confusing, and I don't understand what they're trying to say. Like, I had one that said, "This video is so hard to find," and I'm like, what do you mean? Were you, like, looking for it? Was it like, why were you searching for it? Why was that one so hard to find? Does he mean, like, a video on that figure was so hard to find? Or I don't know what he meant by that. And I'm just, like, so confused by comments like that. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. Stay. No? Okay, they both will. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well. And I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.